I don't want to make this video to complain. Hell, I'm not even gonna put like music on this video, nor am I gonna make like edits. Like there's not gonna be any cuts of this video because if we're being honest, this is more of a serious thing that I want to get out. I'm not gonna just use cuts and stuff like that. So here's my problem. With the men's War Games match, my problem is that why do we need Brock Lesnar when we've been planning to get Theory in for months, get him back on TV. Now, there probably is an injury that we don't know about. Probably. But, then again, if you're planning to get Theory back on TV and get him aligned with the Vision, which is a very popular faction on Raw right now, why do we need Brock Lesnar? Like, what's the point? Like I ask the same questions when it comes to him beating John Cena at WrestlePalooza. Like, what was the point of that? Like, he just flat out squashed him. And if you know Brock Lesnar and his reputation, he has a reputation of going into business for himself. For example, Elimination Chamber 2022. It wasn't planned for him to, do all what he did, breaking out of his chamber and just doing all the shit that he did. But he went to business for himself. Like, now, I have no hatred to Brock Lesnar. Obviously, he's done a lot for the business. But then again, it's just like, there are people where there's just no benefit. And it just doesn't make sense. Like, Brock Lesnar, like, he rarely promotes anything. Like, he's not on social media, which there's nothing wrong with it, but you gotta promote somehow. He's not on social media. He relies on other people to do the talking for him. Hence why Paul Heyman was his mouthpiece for all those years. And it's just like, he's in it for the money. Now, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, he was open and honest about it on Pat McAfee's podcast. But then again, it's just like, especially just having him as a champion. Like, I understand Brock Lesnar, gets the crowd reactions. He looks like a fucking monster. And, it's just like, he can, bring some money in. But then again, it's just like, bro, do you know how many people in WWE right now who can draw bigger than Brock Lesnar? Hell, they were having a whole debate on fucking Twitter one time about who was the bigger draw out of Rhea Ripley and Brock Lesnar. Like, which is a very fucking stupid debate, but I'm not gonna give that much attention. But back to the original point. Why is Brock Lesnar in this match? Now, obviously, you can make the assumption that him and Roman Reigns still have an ongoing rivalry. And, they've had a history and stuff like that. Maybe you can make that assumption. But then again, that rivalry was years ago. Like, people probably forgot about it now. And, by the way, they had the worst WrestleMania main event back in fucking, WrestleMania 34, I believe it was. It was in New Orleans, which is very fucking disappointing. At a point where people in the fucking crowd were chanting AEW. Like, it was so horrible at a point where, like, Brock Lesnar himself, like, threw a championship at Vince McMahon. Like, I genuinely don't understand, like, what's the gain here? Like, Brock Lesnar barely got a crowd reaction, like, in Madison Square Garden. And on top of that, people weren't really surprised that he was in, considering the fact that they've been hinting at Theory for months, and Theory still isn't in the group. And it makes perfect sense for Theory to be in the group and be in the War Games match, because he's a young and up-and-comer. He's been slept on for the longest time. He's been forgotten about. Like, it makes sense for him to be in that group. But they got Brock Lesnar in. I just wanted to kind of rant about that. Maybe it's because, he's probably doing Paul Heyman a favor and stuff like that. But my point is that we do not need Brock Lesnar in this match. And that's all I'm saying. But yeah, I just wanted to rant about that. I really didn't want to make any cuts. I just wanted to kind of get the video out. But yeah, let me know what y'all think down in the comment section, man. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.